Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some great boy band conversation. As always, my name is Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
And I'm Lydia, a.k.a. Mama Lou.
So, if you are observant, you will have noticed that Sophia is not with us today. She had some personal things that she needed to deal with, but don't you worry, Sophia fans. She'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Woo!
Yes, Soph.
Thinking about you, Soph. All right, so since Sophia is not here, I will do the birthdays. So we have one birthday this week. On May 27th is Zach Heron from the band Why Don't We, and he is turning 18. So happy birthday, Zach.
Happy birthday.
You're an adult now.
He's an adult. Cannot buy liquor, but he can buy lottery tickets. Speaking of adulting and Why Don't We, congratulations is going out to Why Don't We's Jack Avery, who is 19, and his girlfriend Gabriela Gonzalez, who I believe is 17, just had their first child last month, and her name is Lavender. So everyone is very happy about it, but a lot of people are surprised because nobody knew it was happening.
Well, you know.
Well, I guess obviously she knew it was happening and he did. But I feel like their fans didn't know. And I believe she's a YouTuber or does something as well and lives in California. So.
And you said that she was wearing sweatshirts?
She was wearing sweatshirts and stuff. And then in California.
Do we feel like that was because of her age that they didn't want to tell people?
So I don't know if it's because of the age thing or the fandom thing. Because remember when Joey Fatone, his girlfriend had a baby when NSYNC was quite popular.
That was a very different era, though, my friend.
Yes, and they were in their 20s, I believe.
Yeah, everyone was an adult.
Yes, and they had been dating off and on for like many years before.
And I mean, the age gap between a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old, it's not like, oh my God.
Yes.
You know, but technically, it's...
Well, they did a photo
sticky.
shoot, and they had, everybody was wearing lavender, and they had the baby. So everybody appears to be happy and
as long as her parents are okay with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just saying that I am turning 34, and I am still very immature. So 17 is like, but maybe Californians are like a little bit different than.
I think she has a lot of friends who are also teen moms. I feel like she was in a YouTube thing as well. I didn't research it this much. Just when it first came out, I was like, what? Oh, yeah, she was in her friend's video who was a teen mom. So then everyone's like, oh, this now makes sense that it's teen moms. Or
are they not teaching sex ed properly over there, or
well, we also have Chance, right, from In Real Life, and he had a baby when I think they were about 17 as well.
So high schools need to step it up.
I believe they were also in California, so I don't know, man.
Social norms are changing, so let's just
you be you guys. Hopefully everything works out for you, and you have they appear to have quite a large family that was in the picture, so a lot of support there. So
sometimes money helps. Well,
that's true.
But do they have a lot of money yet?
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it's a
well, I mean, if she's kind of famous and he's relatively famous.
And there's no Lou sixth member, I'm assuming, who's taking some of the money.
Not that we know of yet.
Dun, dun, dun.
Where are you, new Lou?
Lulu.
Yes, so there you go. So happy birthday and happy birth.
Happy birth.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right,
moving on to
launching us into like some more updates, because I feel like we're just gonna have to do these updates videos all videos. This is not a video, this is a podcast.
It's a video of your mind.
It's a video of the mind.
Use your imagination. What do we look like?
Oh, I'm so sexy. Thank you.
We're going to have to do updates more frequently because it's just a busy time for boy bands, which is great.
Yes.
Great news.
When the sun comes out, it's like they just spring to life.
They sure do. All right. So what do we got to talk about? Let's start with Backstreet Boys because I feel like there's a lot going on there.
Yes.
Their DNA tour has started. I believe it's been 5 shows.
I believe so.
Somewhere around there. Oh, no. Sorry, we're recording this a week early. It's been like 8?
6 shows?
I don't know. It's been some shows. It's been a couple of weeks.
Where have they been so far? Italy,
Barcelona.
Paris, Spain, I think is where it kicked off.
And then they're going to Germany and some things.
Belgium, I believe, UK. So the European part of the tour has kicked off.
Is in full swing.
Hooray!
And so as I said with when we mentioned that the mixtape tour had started with New Kids, if you have a review, if you've been to one of the DNA shows and you would like to send us your review of the show, we will happily accept it. And we will either read it on the show, or maybe we can have you call in, or maybe you
Whatever
can just
you want.
Yeah, send us a recording of you talking.
Yeah, we could figure out how to do that.
You know?
So, yeah. So either Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at boybandbreak, or you can email us at boybandbreak@gmail.com.
So send us those DNA tour reviews and mixtape tour reviews. Send them our way.
Woo!
What else is going on with Backstreet Boys? Backstreet Boys themselves celebrated the 20th anniversary of Millennium.
Yay.
Excellent album.
That was, I don't want to say bittersweet, but like kind of,
Wow, why is it bittersweet?
because I'm old and how was that 20 years ago?
Nostalgia.
Yeah, it was so nice, but it was also like, God, that was 20 years ago.
What have I done with my life?
Exactly.
Okay, fair.
Oh, so you're okay with them being a band for 26 years, but not okay with...
That's an accomplishment.
Okay.
Yes.
An album is just aging, like,
That's true.
like us. That's not
They've
an
released
accomplishment.
some new videos, kind of like a pop-up video style with like information about a couple of the songs from that album. They've also released a new version of
I Want It That Way.
I Want It That Way.
Yeah, so they had done when I Want It That Way had its was the 20th anniversary of the release of that song. They re-released the video like sort of pop-up video style. I don't know. Did they have that on MTV or was that just a Much Music thing? The pop-up video.
I think it was VH1.
Oh, okay, VH1.
Or it could have been MTV, I don't know.
Either way, where there's just like little things that pop up and give you information about the video. So they had done it back in, I don't know, earlier this year when I Want It That Way was 20 years old. And so then for the for the anniversary of Millennium's 20th anniversary, they did Larger Than Life and Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely and The One. So all those videos they re-released with pop-up information.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, it's very interesting. Learned some new things.
So that was fun. That was a fun week.
I forgot that Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely was a video. I was just like, have I seen this? And then I remember the bus part where AJ gets off the bus. And it's like, that one was dedicated to all like their loved ones who had passed away. Like Howie's sister had passed away recently.
Yeah, but also Brian was watching himself
going
die,
through his heart surgery.
So I think it was like about his heart surgeries too.
So yes. And then
wow.
Dennis Pop had passed away. So that was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
AJ thing. So I think everybody had something except for Nick. No one really kind of...
I don't really
influential
remember
pastor.
it
I just
totally.
watched the video recently. Kevin, there was like footage of a father-son, so it was supposed to be Kevin, but it actually wasn't his dad. It was just some actors, but
Yeah.
that was playing in the background. So
That's
yeah,
nice.
I was just like, I really need to rewatch Backstreet Boys videos because they
For
have
reals.
a lot, and
they
apparently
do.
I have
They
not
do.
seen them in a while. So yeah,
Thank God for YouTube.
yes.
Yes. In other sort of Backstreet related news, on the same day, AJ released a new song and Howie released a new song and like a bunch of information about a solo album that he's putting out. So
And Bailey
Is
released
it-
a song.
Is it that solo album where it's from a musical or something?
Yes.
yeah, so AJ's we'll come back to Howie in a second.
Okay,
So
okay.
AJ's new song is called Give You Away. It's about his daughters and how like they're gonna grow up and then he's gonna have to give them away at their weddings. It's kind of
Yes,
sad.
It has like pictures of the doctors and stuff.
Yeah, it's very
Like,
cute.
Aw, cute.
I don't know quite what AJ's doing. Like, is he just gonna like release a bunch of songs till it compilates an album and then be like, "There you go, you guys got an
welcome."
album."
True. It's brilliant.
But yeah, I feel like we didn't really get any advance notice that this was happening, like the day of or the day before, and we're like, oh, okay. And
Yeah.
then Howie released No Habla Español.
Yes, which is
I think it's
Interesting.
cute. It's okay. So the album is a children's album.
yes. Let's
And
clarify that.
So, and it's I believe the songs are all from his musical, or some of the songs will be on the musical. I'm not 100% sure. But he has a musical coming out in February
it's called "Which One Am I?"
Yes. So it's about his struggles of like him growing up, like being Puerto Rican, but living in the States and obviously not speaking Spanish and other stuff, and being picked on by kids and not really knowing like where he's supposed to fit in. because he liked singing and dancing and stuff like that, and that wasn't like cool for kids and stuff. So that's, I think the message is about like acceptance and anti-bullying and all that other jazz. But as a standalone song, it's a little strange.
And I do think, in addition to it being for kids, I do think that the entire album is essentially the soundtrack for the play.
I think
because
so.
there's like, if you look at the track listing, it's like, I can't even remember the name of the song right now, but it's like blah 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 reprisal, and I'm like, oh, this is what they do in like musicals.
Yeah.
So,
and he just wanted a nice album that he could share with his kids and stuff like that. And a lot of fans have kids, so he thought it would be kind of good there. So so the play debuts in February in Omaha,
yes,
Omaha, Nebraska.
Yes,
and so we're like,
Not Broadway?
No.
No.
I think his partners in this live there. I think it's a husband and wife team. I'm not 100% sure.
I
was debating going because it is Family Day long weekend, so we do have an extra day off, but it's also like a 14-hour drive in February. So, in not warm places. So,
but what you could get everywhere is his album, which is coming out much sooner than February. It's coming out June 12th, and it is also called Which One Am I? And
they also have like, you can get a bag and a tumbler as well, and an autograph version and stuff. So that's all on howie.net.
Yes. And he released a video with his son.
So his son really James plays him as a kid. It's actually very cute.
Aww.
Like it's
his
cute.
Mom's in it too.
Yes, his mom plays the grandmother. So
and
he plays like the flamenco guitar player. Like he looks Howie's cute. It's very
cute. All right.
Also, Backstreet adjacent, Bailey released a song that day as well.
Yes.
His song is called Boxes.
Yes.
It's like, you check off all my boxes, blah, blah, blah.
Not like, I like to play in boxes.
No.
Okay. So you will hear
1
that.
through 20, she checks off all his boxes.
It's
How
okay.
old is this gentleman?
16.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
He's going to be opening for the, obviously, North American.
Apparently 20. I will listen to the song.
I don't know. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, I was really
So he's going where?
He's opening on the North American leg of the DNA tour. So you will see him because we got tickets!
Thank you, Olivia!
Thanks, Olivia! So we got to hook up, and we paid for them, but still, we still got tickets, and
they were at cost. This is the most important thing,
and they were not in the extreme nosebleeds. They're in the 100. So for the Toronto show, we'll be there, and we're most likely going to go to Ottawa because we have no willpower. So,
and I mean,
we need to see.
While we are very happy that we have at cost tickets to the DNA tour in Toronto, they are not, as close of seats as we usually like to be. And therefore, we're definitely going to want to go to at least one or two other shows so we can be
or whatever
closer.
Yes.
#, first world problems.
Exactly.
Oh, the 100s. Oh, I'm suffering.
At least it's like mid thing. It's not like across the. Yeah.
We'll be okay.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
We also got Joe Bros tickets.
Yes.
Woo!
And I would like to say yay for verified fan pre-sales because you could actually get it. And they didn't overinflate the prices. So we got nosebleeds because we didn't want to pay.
We were trying to get nosebleeds, let's be fair.
Their VIP on the floor was $1,000 as well. And then the lower bowls, I think, were about $300. So we got the nice, cheap $300 nosebleed behind the stage.
I'm really here for this Joe Bros
revolution.
Yes. 2.0 if you want to call it that. But I don't need to be that close. I'm fine. I can still hear them up there in the nosebleeds.
We'll probably rethink that when we're actually sitting in the nosebleeds.
No, only Shinzia will rethink
we're on the
that.
aisle, so that's exciting.
Oh, that's
good. So
everyone who has to pee has to pass by you.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love that song though. I've been dancing on top of cars and stumbling out of buzz. Like, yes.
It's a very
See,
good song.
we can dance in the aisle because we're on the aisle.
I know, right? So fabulous.
And so not only did they have they had one show, then they added a second show before it even went on sale.
Yes.
Then they added a third show in November. So
Yes, and every time they added a show, I was like, what the hell? Why can't Backstreet Boys do this? I still maintain.
Yes.
Why
I
can't they
concur.
do this?
Well, maybe they'll do another leg later.
Listen, we looked the day before.
The day before and after, Hamilton is available.
No,
so
I don't like Hamilton. Whatever. Maybe
There's
that
no
venue's
space in
not-
Toronto.
No, the day before it was free.
No, it
remember?
wasn't. No, it wasn't.
I thought the day before it
No,
was free, but
it's
not the day
both
after.
Booked. Both are booked.
Whatever.
Whatever, it's fine. We're going to
That's
at
how you
least
have this
one.
insider knowledge. You guys are amazing.
We just look up, Air. No, it's not called Air Canada Center. Scotiabank Arena.
Oh, Lord.
And we're like, hey, what is playing there in July? And then we look at the dates and go, hey, it's busy. Okay.
All right,
Anyways,
so-
moving along. Speaking of Jonas Brothers, their documentary that I believe we mentioned a few times before is coming out on June 4th.
Woo!
So the plan is in a couple of weeks, we will have one episode entirely dedicated to their new album, Happiness Begins, and one episode dedicated entirely to the documentary, Happiness Begins. So if you are a Joe Bros fan, make sure you are listening to this podcast. You are following us on social media because we will be reviewing and talking about all of that. We have 2 weeks dedicated
Yes.
entirely to the Jonas Brothers.
And I gotta say, I'm very excited about this documentary because I know very little about the Jonas Brothers, besides
Same.
So it'd be nice to see what happened, and I think it's about why they broke up and how they're getting back together and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So-
and it looks really. I love actually that everything, like the documentary and the thing, is called Happiness Begins because the theme in watching the preview for the documentary, it seems like the intention was they were just going to make a documentary about why they broke up and sort of hanging out again together as brothers, but
Yeah.
then they were like, oh, we realized that there was something there that we were missing, and how happy they are now that they've done everything. And I'm like, this is just so great because you know
Yeah.
what? There's a lot of shit going on
Mhm, in the world. That's true.
in the world, and Jonas Brothers are making people happy.
yeah.
And if they're making their selves happy too, beautiful.
Win-win all around.
legit.
Congratulations to them.
I feel like since they've been married too, I feel like that's also kind of settled them a little bit, and they have supportive partners, and it's just they're in a better place now than ever before.
So true.
Although 2 of them just got married really recently, so
Yeah, but still, it's
But, yeah.
it's not like a marriage just flies out of nowhere. You
Yeah.
have to know this person, you have to trust this person, and blah, 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 blah.
I gotta say, I was talking to my coworkers the other day though. How do you feel Danielle Jonas feels? Because she's been a Jonas wife for a while, and she's not an uber celebrity like the other 2 who are major films and TV stars
and activists
and have
stuff.
millions of dollars. So I just wonder how should they and the 2 of them hang out a lot.
Priyanka
And Sophie.
Yeah.
So I'm just well, hopefully they hang out with Danielle too. But Danielle also has young kids.
She has
and stuff,
children
so
too. I don't
different
think she
stages in
cares.
life, but yeah. But yes,
Who knows?
who knows?
All right. So we have a little bit of time. So I will give you guys a choice. In the spirit of so many boy bands being on tour, because as we mentioned, we got DNA tickets.
Yay.
We got Jonas Brothers tickets. We mentioned a couple weeks ago that we got mixtape tour tickets. We're probably going to go to that
Pop
Pop
2K
2000 tour.
With O-Town.
$5 special.
It's so far away from Ottawa, though. That's the only problem.
Well, let's see.
Whatever. It's fine.
Pickerington.
Pickerington, Ohio.
Pickerington, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll give you guys a choice. I want to talk about touring, but
Okay.
do you want to go a little bit controversial route, or
Yes.
do you want to
Lydia
go
always
safe
wants,
route?
Lydia always wants
Controversial,
controversial.
please.
Okay, so we'll go controversial
Yes.
route. If you don't want to hear this, you can stop listening now, I guess. I don't know.
Things about to get
Lydia's in her
spicy.
friggin' glory. She doesn't
Things
even know what
are
we're
about
thinking.
to get sassy.
So sassy, so spicy. I'm ready. Okay.
Okay, so there was a little bit of drama
Yes.
in the Backstreet community
Oh.
around
Okay.
when it is appropriate
Ah.
to approach
Oh.
members of Backstreet Boys or any boy band or any celebrity when they are in public.
Are we talking about the gelato?
We're
Milan?
talking about Gelatogate.
Yes. Gelatogate, yes.
Is there an actual
So,
hashtag?
if you
for
have
this?
no idea what we're talking about, a couple weeks ago, Nick was in Italy. Nick Carter, the Backstreet Boys were all in Italy, but Nick
Milan.
was
Specifically.
with his wife and his child.
And this is the first time his child Odin, who is 3 years old, has ever gone on tour, I believe.
Yeah, like abroad.
And so the story goes that they were just trying to get some gelato, and they were mobbed by fans. Now, there's two sides to the story. There's a bunch of people who weren't there who are like, oh, they said the fans were crazy and there were so many people there and Odin looked really scared or upset or whatever. And then there's the side of people who were like, well, nobody was like pushing and shoving and he was taking videos and pictures with everyone. So obviously he was enjoying it. So I'm putting it out there to you guys. Did you think that was appropriate?
Did you see the video?
Or not appropriate?
Okay, here's what I saw. I only saw Nick's version of
Yes.
what happened, which I'm assuming is the truth. So there's people at the window taking pictures.
Smiling. They weren't banging.
He was enjoying the Nutella gelato. I saw it. It was a great gelato. I wanted a piece of it. It was beautiful. But he was like there, and he's just like, guys, I'm just trying to enjoy my gelato as he has his phone.
But he wasn't like mad or
he
anything.
wasn't mad about it.
And he just
there was also people inside.
There was a few people inside, but it looked like they were further back. So again, we don't know if Mike was there at the time and
Mike
kind of like
was
pushed
100% there
and pushed them back.
Yeah.
For that, we don't know because we obviously weren't there. So
This is the life of a celebrity. Wah, wah. You're going to go out and get a gelato. People are going to see you. People know who
think
Nick
the
Carter
main
is.
concern is because Odin was there.
Okay.
So is
that
that
matter?
different? Is that different? So if he's there with Lauren and Odin, does that make a difference than if he's just by himself?
I personally think no. You're a celebrity regardless of your family status. Odin's going to have to get used to the fact that women are attracted to his dad. And eventually he's going to be like, oh, that's so nasty. Ew. But like right now he's just like, can I just have my gelato, please? Like he's not like really
the point.
upset by
I
it.
feel like people were upset because Odin looked like sad in the video. But as Diane pointed out, even when Nick is inside his own home,
Odin
filming,
kind of looks...
Odin's always like, Dad, like, stop filming me. Obviously, he doesn't say that because he doesn't have the vocabulary right now. But
it's like this is the generation that is going to be surrounded by media all the time. So like we
the
don't even
Truman Show.
for real.
But I also think, so a lot of people some people, actually, I shouldn't say a lot, some people were pointing out that it was a lot of North American fans who seemed to have an issue with this, and that the European fans were like, this is normal. This is just how it is. Nobody was nobody was pushing, shoving. No one was like grabbing him or anything like that.
Kidnapping the child or anything.
Yeah.
Their opinion was similar to what you said, Lydia. Is like, this is how it always is when they're in Europe. Like, he should know this. You know what I mean? So
because they're really big in Europe and they haven't been back in a really long time.
Yeah, and I feel like when Nick is in the United States, like when he's in Vegas at home, he just goes around and lives his normal life and is at the grocery store and Target and like wherever else he goes, and maybe a couple people approach him, but like not a lot.
It's not like a mob. It's not like
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and that's the ideal situation. You want in your homeland to not be harassed all the time. So like Europe is where Backstreet started.
That's
the
true.
Backstreet craze is nuts in Europe. So it's like, of course you'd expect this. And by the way, that gelato place was a famous gelato place. So there was already gelato action going on before Nick got
I have
in there.
never heard of this gelato place.
So it's just like, you can't blame... these guys are producing
And
good
he did
gelato,
tag them
right?
in the video,
Who?
the gelato place.
Oh, okay.
So they either gave him the gelato for free or
I'm
maybe
sure.
he figured, I'm already here anyways, might as well say where I am.
Or they
'cause
like
I'm not gonna be here
upcharged
long.
him because they were like, what the hell, dude? Like, now we're mobbed. Like, what's going on?
Now everybody wants some gelato.
Gelato. So I feel that because that's pretty much all we saw was that video, we can't really say. So we don't know afterwards if people did mob him, if anyone came near them and touched them or whatever. That's obviously highly inappropriate.
Yeah.
But if they stayed back and then just took pictures as he was walking in and out, still a little weird, but it's not like we haven't done that before.
But
so.
like, when will you have another opportunity to see Nick Carter?
Exactly.
You're literally like,
Well, you
going out
could
with
pay
fans.
money and get
Well,
the VIP.
Yes.
Not everyone's got VIP money.
That's true, but I
Right.
mean, it's not like there is no access to them.
Fair.
So I feel like, so you're saying that more like if it's at the venue and they just happen to be like walking off a tour bus or whatever, then it's cool to approach them. But at their hotels and other
I'm
places,
just putting it out there. Like, is there? So you guys are saying this is okay? They saw him going in. He's a celebrity. He should know this. It's Europe. He should have been aware and like maybe not brought Odin out to such a public place, or shut the gelato store down and been like, hey, I'm coming. Can you close it down?
That's not a horrible idea either. But like, Italy is very different from North America. If you were to call the gelato people, they'll be like, hey, can you shut down? They'd be like, I'm fuck half. I need to make a honey. I don't care who you are. You come get my gelato and leave. You know what I mean? So, like, it's just, in America, they'd be like, if you were to call Beverly Hills, be like, yeah, I'm a celebrity and I'm coming to shop. They're like, absolutely. We'll kick everybody out. We'll have, like, champagne for you. Totally different lifestyles.
It's true. It's true.
You know? It's just odd.
But is there any scenario where you shouldn't approach a celebrity? Any members of a boy band? Like, so
Yes.
people are following New Kids around. People are following O-Town around. People are going to be following the Jonas Brothers around. Is there any instance where you should not approach them under any circumstances?
Funerals?
Diarrhea.
Okay, but that's not like I'm talking
Diarrhea?
about when they're on tour. They're not going to be attending a funeral when they're on tour. Like if they have
Well,
to attend a
what if
funeral,
they
they're going
died?
to stop.
What if they die?
I think people need to read the scene. So
Yes.
if it looks like they're busy and they're running or they have their Odin's crying or things are happening, don't go up to them. If you just happen to be by there respectfully, because I've seen that in Montreal at the hotels and stuff, we just happen to be by and they were like, hey, you're waving or whatever. I don't know. I feel like obviously their privacy should be their main thing,
But you give up your privacy when you become a celebrity, Cynthia.
That's true.
This is the thing. You make your money off your look, and people are crazy for it. So it's like, oh, I will take the money when it's convenient for me. You know, it's just.
But this is not money.
So here's the thing, though.
They're not making any money
If
off of
people
this
are
scenario.
like at a hotel or whatever, and
Yeah.
they just they know this is the hotel they always stay at, and you're outside the hotel or the recording studio, because people did that when they were recording in Europe and stuff, but you're not being obnoxious, then
Yeah.
fine. If you are in the hotel up to their floor, that's psycho, and no, you should not be doing that. And then, like, I don't know.
I didn't steal Aaron Carter's McDonald's garbage.
Okay, first of all, you don't even know if that was Aaron Carter's McDonald's.
Okay,
That was
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm a weirdo.
Here's
Okay.
an example of a story. So this was years back. I want to say 2010. We had just been at Nick's premiere of that movie.
The Pendant.
The Pendant.
Yes.
And so literally me and my friend Justina were there. We left because a friend of hers was having a birthday party at this restaurant. So we left there. We went to the restaurant. We are chilling. We're talking about, we just saw Nick's premiere. AJ was there. Howie was there. Whatever.
At the premiere, not at the restaurant.
Yeah. So then we're sitting at the restaurant and we're facing the entrance of the restaurant. So we're way in the back, but I can see the door where people come in and out. And I see this woman come in and I'm like, why does this woman look so familiar to me? And then her kid comes in and I'm like, I recognize her kid too. Who is that? Right? And then her husband comes in and it's Brian. And I'm like, oh my God, this is Leanne and Bailey.
God.
And like, whatever. But obviously we had no idea that they were going to be there.
Wow.
Right?
Oh my God.
I'm like slapping Justina. I'm like, it's Brian! It's Brian! It's Brian! And when you're shocked, when you don't expect to see them, I feel like you sometimes overreact.
Of course.
Which could have been some of these people in the gelato place could have just been there.
Walking by.
That's
not
what I'm
knowing.
saying.
And then just been like, oh my God, it's Nick. And maybe that seemed like why they were like overreacting more than they would have.
I would have.
If they knew he was going to be there and it was like planned. It could have just been that they were in there getting ice cream or they were walking down the street and they were like, oh my God, it's Nick. And then it seemed like they were overreacting because believe me, we overreacted. So
Because when do you organically see a Backstreet Boy in your life?
exactly.
Like,
so
impossible.
she jumps up and she's like waving. She's like, Brian,
jeez.
Brian. Our other friend is freaking out. She's like, I can't breathe. We're like, relax. So he comes over to the table and he's like, he waves, but he doesn't really say anything. He just kind of gives us a motion like, shh, don't tell anyone I'm here.
Okay,
like, be
all right.
quiet, be
All right.
cool. So we're like, okay, we got to be cool now. Like Brian
Brian's
said to
telling us
quiet
to be
down.
cool.
Like he doesn't want to draw attention to himself. We're going to be cool. So we're cool for the rest of the thing. Unfortunately, my phone is dead.
No.
Because I have been like tweeting from the Nick event like, like an idiot.
Oh my God.
So my phone is dead. So now, we ate, we drank, whatever, everything's done. We just leave. We're like,
No-
we don't go up
Where
to
they
him.
were sitting, could you see them from where you were
Yeah.
sitting? They were just at another table.
They were just like sort of a few tables down for us.
okay.
So
and wave goodbye, and I'm like, bye, Byron.
we kind of tried to
Did you
get
just
his
call him
attention
Byron?
again.
But I didn't mean
Brian.
to call him Byron.
Okay.
Byron.
Byron. Okay. Brian.
By Brian. She just
Yeah,
combined
thank
it
you.
in one.
Thank you. Okay.
we kind of tried to be like, whatever, but he wasn't really like looking. And so we were like, oh, well, whatever. And as we're exiting the restaurant, this girl like runs up to us and she's like, is he in there? Is he in there? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, you know what I'm talking about. Is Brian in there? And I'm like, no. And she's like, ugh. And she just pushes her way past us and runs into the restaurant, right? And then we get out onto the street and there's all these girls. And we're like, how did they know? But we're like, act cool, act like he's not in there. Because we thought he was like trying to keep it on the DL. Turns out he tweeted, he was like, I'm at this place. Come say hi. Man. And we were like, damn it.
Probably aimed at you guys.
We were saying it was probably directed at us because he had been like, he was probably like, let me sit down, let me like food. Get my order in and all this stuff. Then you can come say hi. Instead of like screaming and jumping up and down as I'm just like trying to walk to my table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so in a way, we should have gone up to him.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's your shot. Take it, right?
Yeah. So we were a little bit disappointed because we were like, shit, we could have, like, got pictures. Like, other people got pictures with him and whatnot.
Aw, man.
And we were like, oh, we could have. But we were trying to be respectful because we were like, oh, he's with his family. You know, his kid is there. Mm-hmm. He kind of gave us a signal, like, chill out. You know?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Exactly. So read the crowd, I guess. I don't know.
Damn, I don't know, man.
Because, like, my whole thing about the gelato thing was, like, if Nick was like, oh, God, this is really overwhelming, la. He could have just left.
And he would
And there's a million gelato places in Milan. Like,
true.
And he wouldn't have Instagrammed it.
Yeah. And he wouldn't be, on his phone, like, check this out, guys.
Yeah. If anything, I almost feel like he Instagrammed it in a way to take a selfie with everyone.
Yeah.
It was just like, hey, here's all the people and me. We are all here, right?
Yeah,
and that's kind of like,
I imagine Mike was probably like, you gotta back off. Like, he's with his kid, he's with his wife. Like, you can't be like, whatever. So because everyone was being cool and not like pushing and shoving or like trying to grab at him, he was like, okay, I'll just like take a quick picture video with everybody and then you'll be on my Instagram and all this stuff. And then that was enough for them. We don't know what happened directly after or directly before, right?
But he wasn't dressed incognito Johnson. All right?
No.
Like, there wasn't, like, any, like, big hats, like, big floppy hats.
But he doesn't do that. He just
doesn't?
wears his regular stuff.
He had a hat on, but, like, yeah.
But just, like, I don't know. Like, you can hide yourself a little bit better
if you
wanted to.
I feel like Mike standing beside him also draws attention to, like,
the large black man.
who had, like, really weird hair. I don't know what that haircut was. It was very interesting. Love Mike. I love him. But, I don't know. Like, I see both sides of the story, and I totally understand it, but... For example, like Nick's been showing like Odin and him swimming in the pool a lot. So if Nick is in a pool swimming, don't approach him with his kid. Which is at Challenge for the Children, Joey Fatone was there with his daughter Brianna. Do you remember that? She was about 3 years old as well. You don't remember this at all? So we were at the pool swimming, and that's when we took the picture with Chris. Did you get one too?
Is that one? I didn't get it because I was making sure that you got it because like he was wearing.
Because he had a shirt, a camouflage shirt, and on it said, "Ha, you don't see me," and it was very cute.
Chris.
But anyways, when we saw Joey was out there with Brianna and he was kind of like teaching her how to like swim or something, we're like, we're not approaching Joey because that's like ridiculous.
He's doing
family stuff, and actually, I think she was like. I think somebody might have been yelling at her. She was like going to the deep end or he was trying to like whatever. So we're just like, okay, like let her do her thing. Him with his family. But then we still did get a picture with him afterwards because when she was out of the pool and then he was kind of around, Chris had taken a picture with us and then Joey's like, sure, I'll take some pictures with people. So he did that too. So it's just like respect their boundaries in that regards. But if they seem approachable, then just be nice and be like, hey, I know you're busy. Can you take a quick picture with me? And they'll usually say yes. And if they say no, respect the fact that they say no.
Yeah.
And don't harass them.
Yes.
And stay there.
Celebrity is not consent.
And I think you've mentioned it before too. Like, I think it also depends how you approach them, right? Because if you're like running up to them and screaming and grabbing them, like that seems really aggressive.
True. But
you know what I mean?
It's not like a mean aggressive. It's just sometimes people are just so excited. They're like,
so excited.
I don't know how to process this emotion.
There's pictures of them on their walls for years. They have their own fake whatever.
But it is like you can imagine. I can just imagine for myself. If someone's running up to me screaming, even though in my head, rationally, 10 minutes later, I could be like, oh, they were just really excited and I should have chilled out. My instinct is going to be like, whoa, crazy person. Like,
I must protect myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, fair.
Right? So, you know what? It's how you approach them. If you just kind of walk and not run, if you're not like trying to grab them or push them, if you're
Screaming.
If you
using a
wave,
normal tone of voice,
or you do like I did that one time when Howie was at the Sheridan bar in Hamilton for a CMA Fest, and this one girl was like, oh, Howard from Backstreet Boys is up there. I was like, really? So then I went up, and then I assessed the situation, and then he was there with CJ, and I was like, huh, here's my in. So Howie was like, his back was like he was at the bar. So I kind of went over to CJ, and I was like, from 3 Deep, as no one knows, but
I know.
that was a boy
I know
band.
CJ.
So then I went up to talk to CJ, and I was like, hey, CJ, like, blah, blah, how's it going? Do you remember me? Blah, blah. So we were talking there. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, we had dinner. I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember we had lunch together that one time with this guy. And I just kind of like point over to Howie, like, whatever, it's Howie, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, CJ, can I take a picture with you? He's like, yeah. He's like, do you want a picture with Howie too? And I was like, no, whatever, if you want.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then he and then Howie, and then my friend Jen had come back from the bathroom and was like, what the fuck are you doing talking to like Howie from the Backstreet Boys?
Yeah.
And then we're like, sure. So then we took a picture. So I wasn't like, hey, Howie, can I get a picture right now? Although Howie is very good for that.
Howie's super good for
He's
that.
super approachable for that.
And
but
I was actually just thinking about this. Reminded me when I was talking on the 2013 cruise. I remember this so well. We were, if you've been on a Backstreet Boys cruise before,
Yep.
on the Lido deck, there's like a little stage in the middle of the deck, and we were at the back of it waiting because a friend of ours had been like, oh, like they're starting to leave, so if you go back there, maybe you'll get a picture. So we went back there, and Nick came down, and he literally looked at the like 11 people that were standing there, because there wasn't that many people, and he was like, listen, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom, I'll be right back, I promise, and I'll take pictures with all you guys. So we were like, cool. And then apparently, because we knew someone else, I guess people to go, I guess they go to the bathroom in their room. I don't really know.
Who, the boys?
Yeah.
Well, because on the first cruise they didn't, and people followed him into the bathroom.
Yeah, that's
Ew.
gross.
and we're just like,
Like, see,
what
like,
the heck
that's
are you
the-
doing?
I
That's
draw
a
the line.
definite-
Do not
Definitely
go
no.
into
Do
do
not.
never follow a celebrity into the bathroom, or like Ashley,
If you
don't
are
follow
in
Lou
the
Pearlman.
bathroom, and then they are using the bathroom slightly after you, that's a different story. But if you
Just
actively
true.
follow them in,
Which is 100%
that's
what
bad.
happened with Sophia and I at the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame. We were in the bathroom and Leanne was there singing.
Wait,
and
who Leanne was singing in the bathroom?
Leanne was just in the bathroom singing as she was washing her hands, or Sophia was like, oh, Leanne. And she's like, oh. And then she like, oh, because she knows Sophia. So she took a picture of Sophia in the bathroom, right? After they had both peed and washed their
But
hands.
this is not like.
But then
yeah.
other people were like rushing in now that they
Uh-oh.
saw Leanne was there,
Uh-oh.
and I'm just like, hey, that's weird. Like
That-
if you're, just,
that-
if you're there already, fine, but don't like. And on one of the cruises too, like one of the security was like blocking the bathroom so Leanne could pee and come out, like, and then take pictures with people outside.
Yeah. So definitely don't follow anyone into the bathroom. That's a hard no.
That's what I meant when I said diarrhea earlier.
Yes, okay.
Especially if they have diarrhea, because they're not having a good time.
I feel like if they had diarrhea, they would go back to their own.
Probably.
Anyway, so he went down like where the rooms were, I guess down the stairs, and there had been some other people there. And so we're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And we're, it's us. So we're like, friggin' Nick, he lied. What an ass, blah, blah, blah. And then a friend came up and she was like, oh, you didn't hear what happened.
Oh.
And we were like, no, we've been waiting here because he said he was going to come right back. Like, how long does it take to pee? Like, And she was like, no. When he was going down the stairs, there was girls waiting. And he said, same thing he said to you guys, just let me go to the bathroom and I'll be right back. But they didn't.
Uh-oh.
And they were like pushing and shoving and
Uh-oh.
like getting in his face.
Uh-oh.
And they were saying to the point that he actually almost like fell over as he was
Oh,
going down the
shit.
stairs. So she's like, he just got pissed off and then now he's not coming back.
Oh.
Right?
So
and we're like,
yes.
see, these people ruined it for
You
everybody.
ruin it for other
Yeah.
people. Just be a normal human being and like
know.
keep the crazy on the inside. You can be all excited after your picture and stuff. And again, if there's a group of you there, take your picture and move, because as much as
Oh,
you want to
that's
have
the
your
other
moment,
thing.
like we all want to have a moment and have like a 20-minute conversation, but that's not the time.
Do you remember that Pittsburgh after party? We got to wrap up. But do you remember that Pittsburgh after party where we were trying to get a
Splash one?
picture? Yeah.
Okay.
We were trying to get a picture with AJ though.
Yes.
And this girl, like we were waiting patiently And this girl had just taken a picture with AJ. But then after she was done, she didn't move.
And she was like checking her camera.
She's
and
like
stuff.
looking at her camera,
Ew.
but she wouldn't move away from him.
So we
And
couldn't take a.
So we were like, "Hey, do you mind like moving?" And she's like pretending she doesn't hear us.
Oh, Lord.
And
And we're
AJ
like-
is literally standing over her, but there was 3 of us trying to take the picture.
Yeah, and so we're like, "Hey," so then we kind of try to take the picture, but it's not working out. So then AJ turns to her and goes, "Excuse me, can you move?"
Wow.
She still didn't,
She didn't move,
What
and we didn't get the
the hell?
selfie.
Yeah.
Ew.
And he was just like, "I don't know what to say." And
We're
then
like,
he left
you know what?
after
Thanks
that
for trying,
again.
buddy. Like, but there was
Yeah.
like because he
Well,
was on the
it
very.
shouldn't have to come to the celebrity to be like, hey, move.
You know,
Yeah.
like it's great.
woke, man.
It's great that you got your moment. Now let other people have their moment. Like in
Yeah.
Hamilton, the one time Howie was by his bus and people were going in to take pictures, which was fine. And then I was beside him, and then I realized my friend hadn't taken a picture, and I had had pictures with Howie before, so I pulled her in instead to take the picture. And then after that, he had to go, and then I was okay with it because I'm like, at least she got her first ever picture
Right.
Yeah.
with Howie. Like, so. You know, sometimes you just gotta be nice
So,
to other people.
it's
The
the-
karma will come back to you.
It's the community. You got to be nice to each other.
For real.
But yeah, the cruise that we went on to, the people when they were trying to like take pictures of Howie in the ocean at the party, and you got a picture with him, but like, and then you stepped away, and then they just like literally because he had to go to the other side of the barricade to get to like the VIP section, and then they're like in the ocean and they're like pushing him, and people are tripping and like falling. I'm like, how about you guys just calm down and
Don't
take
kill
a picture?
him, please.
Because then he only took like 4 more pictures, and he's like sorry, and then went over because people were like being overbearing and crazy.
So I think the to sum up everything that we've said in the last, 20-ish minutes is like, I don't think the gelato thing was super inappropriate. I didn't see anyone being super inappropriate.
Same.
I know that it felt a little weird because Nick's kid was there and he kind of had a grumpy face on, but like, it's fine I think that was fine. From what I saw, it looked fine.
Yeah.
Um,
We are also outsiders who haven't been in
Yeah.
the situation. So we're judging based on only what we can see.
Yes. But so it's fine to approach them. We feel like if they're out and you're there and you're approaching them, and being normal
and respectful.
and respectful, it's cool. But yeah, definitely read the situation and try your best to be respectful of the person. Like, think about how you would want to be approached.
And you would never want to be pinched or like
Yeah.
bear hugged or anything, or like poked or grabbed. If you're like, just put yourself in that situation.
And then also, be respectful of the people around you as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other fans. Because honestly, I think I've said this like a couple of times on a couple of other episodes. It's not going to hurt you to be nice to other fans. Nothing bad is going to happen to you as a result of that.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. Well, thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until
Until
next
next time.
time. Thanks.
Thanks for listening.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.